Right, Lamar here, and this is the Bahrain Grand Prix, and these are my highlights. So we qualified down in 7th. We were hoping for something better than that, but I didn't do much practice in the week. I think I couldn't get the time. I was hoping for low 30s, maybe high 29s, because I've done that before, but I just couldn't get the handle of it. I got about half an hour before the race, and yeah, so 30.7 weren't too bad, 7th on the grid, and we'll go from there, and hopefully we'll have a good race. Right, so I thought about the 2-stop for this race, so I went for a soft compound, softer options, which turns out it might have been a bit of a mistake. But right, we'll go from the race and see how we get on. We get a good launch, go to the left hand side of Bronick, and then we get a bit of lag, so I hold off a bit, go into the middle. Me and Seppi come together a tiny little bit, and then come into the first corner, managed to brake a bit later, and get up into 5th spot, and go through the first few corners, and now we're going to get our head down and try and get some good points, maybe a podium finish. I know I've got the race pace around here. Coming to turn 4, I leave some space, but then Noodle comes quite late into me, bit of a dive bomb. And then going into the S's, Seppi then gets a bit of oversteer, goes into me, and all that optimism after the first couple of corners has gone. If I was being kind, I'd say the Noodle dive bomb was a bit late, and then that's Jason going past us, dropping us down into 10th, and then the Seppi, I was a bit annoyed with what was happening with Seppi, but it turns out he got wing damage from when Noodle went into me. Seppi went into the back of me, and he got wing damage as well, so he oversteered into that corner and nudged me off the track, and yeah, a bit disappointing. Noodle says he was a bit of lag, so I accept that, and it's all just, it happens sometimes, doesn't it? But yeah, that gave me a bit of wing damage, and it was only light green, and so I thought I'd be okay, and in hindsight I maybe should have stuck out with it, but I was really struggling turning into right hand corners, and getting a lot of oversteer, especially around here, and with the setting I use, I have quite a low downforce and 11 ballast, so I need to be able to get the car turned in, and that just wasn't happening at all for me. So yeah, so I decided that I'm going to go and pit in and put on the mediums and see how far we can take them. Yeah, so this next lap I basically just tried to see how I'd be, see if I could keep the race pace, but over the next lap or so I dropped back from Jason, and on this penultimate corner I was struggling to get the car in here, and then lock up badly, missed the turning, and then that drops me down into 11th place it was, and yeah, so the following, I wasn't sure what I should be doing right now, whether I should go on to the softs and then put on the super softs towards the end of the race, or put on the mediums, or then put on the mediums instead and just go see if I can take them to the end. So I then wasted another lap driving around here, just trying to think what I was doing and losing a lot of time to everyone in front of me. In the end I decided to go for the softs, and I got it into med that I had another pair of softs, but I only had the one set of softs, which is a bit annoying because I selected the softer options of tyres, thinking I was going to do the 2-stop on the 2 softs. So yeah, so at this point now I think I was due to go to lap 15, and then I'll stick on the mediums, and then yeah, take them to the end, and literally yeah, so see how we get on. Nothing then happened on the track till lap 10, and I see Jason coming out of the pits on the mediums, so I know that's him one stopping now. So I'm on the softs, I've been on the soft 6 laps, so my tyre wear's quite high at this point, and so I was hoping I'd be able to get away from him, but I spent the first lap or so missing my braking point, locking up, and he managed to stay with me around the corners, and then on the straights use me as get the toe off me. And so what then followed then was 10 laps of me defending him, just holding him up as best I could. Like I said, the original plan was to go to lap 15 and then stick on the mediums, but it got to lap 15 and felt my tyres were looking okay, and I could, as the car got lighter, I could probably get a few more laps out of him. So decided against it at this point, and thought I'll try and take these to lap 20 if I can, and then I'll stick on the super softs, which would mean then in the final 9 laps of the race I'd be a lot quicker and would hopefully be able to hunt people down. We get to lap 19 now, but my tyres I'm starting to struggle now. I've been on these tyres for 16 laps, and in hindsight, on lap 4, if I could have stuck the mediums on then, I could have taken them to the end of the race quite easily. But at this point, my tyres are tiring, and Jason's got really close to me, and so I think on this corner I'll leave him some space, and I'll let him go through. I've held him up for for 10 laps, ruined his race for him, and that was my job done. We had some great battles last season in F8, and because of my consistently losing my wings, I've not been able to have any decent battles with him. So those 10 laps were really enjoyable in what was another bad race for me. But overall, we boxed for super softs, and that was it. Nothing was happening, and it looked like we were going to end the race with no points. But then over the team radio, I got the message that Bronick in front had an incident, and I got a little bit excited at that point. I completely missed my braking point, and it was right. I don't know what happened, if he'd spun off or he'd got damaged, and he went out. And although it's sad for him, I have to say I was delighted. There's nothing worse than having a miserable race and then coming away with no points. So that 1 point was more than welcome, to say the least. And that was that. Crossing the line in P10. 1 point for Team McLaren and the constructors, and we're going to need them now. Now as Stim's gone, and he won't be bringing in the the near-on guaranteed 25 points. So hopefully we can do a lot better in Spain. Congratulations to Noodle, coming back from 11th on the grid. I mean, at the first corner he was behind me in 5th, so that was brilliant. I don't know what strategy. I think he did softs to mediums, so that looks like that was the perfect strategy to go for there. So congratulations to him. Well done to Fernando and Seppi on the podium again. Them two are super consistent and super fast as well, so it's going to be really hard to see anyone staying with them two throughout the season. My new teammate didn't have a great race. He got 2 punches, and I don't know how he managed that, but he finished down in 14th. So onwards to Spain, and hopefully we can survive lap 1. If we can survive lap 1 and not get any wing damage, get a good qualifying in, then you never know, we may score more than 1 point there. But see you later.